us pray for our safety of our employees as they go about their work, Lord. Lord, just help us make the best decisions tonight. Ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Is the fan doing it?
Oh, I don't know. I
No.
just moved my phone, so. Okay. Call to order the City Council meeting of March 19th, 2026. Rebecca, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, Ms. Vicky?
J.P. Hodges,
Here.
Lewis Short,
Here.
Lane Tubbs,
Here.
Pete Harris,
Here.
Allie Sugg,
Here.
Chris Foster,
Here.
Amy Bader,
Here.
Andy Eklund,
Here.
Attorney Prince,
Here.
Mayor Griffin,
Here.
members of the press.
Okay, let the record show we have a quorum. We'll start off with a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve the minutes as presented of February 19th, 2026 City Council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Vicky?
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
J.P. Hodges,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, approval of payments journals dated February 1st to February 28th, 2026.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Vicky?
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
J.P. Hodges,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, approval of street fund, financial statement, sanitation fund, general fund, financial statement, community center, O&M, and miscellaneous funds dated February 28th, 2026.
Make a
So
motion to
moved.
approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Vicky?
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
J.P. Hodges,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, you have your supervisor reports. Do you have any questions for our supervisors?
I have a couple questions for Josh. I got a couple questions for you. On your report, under the current equipment needs, you listed 20K as Sandy Beach revenue. Is that a cumulative
No,
number?
that's just approximately what we have in that account. Like
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, just like overall, that's just approximately where we're at.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
wondering. I just wondered
Yeah.
where that come from.
We only made, I think we made $500 something in the month of February, and the
Right.
last I checked, this month we were already at 1,100 or something like that, and that was several days ago. So
Okay.
it's
And-
gonna start building up here pretty soon.
And then one other question on the turf that was splitting at Spring Park that we had to have fixed.
Have we gotten it fixed?
No, I'm just asking.
Yep. So it's we got the quotes, $2,300, I believe the quote was, to get that fixed, and we went ahead and approved that, and so we'll have a crew come up and
But we're able to repair it, or are we having to use some of the other stuff that we had left
they
over?
sew it back together.
They just stitch it all.
Yep, they stitch it back together. Yep.
I offered to do it.
Yep. But I guess that turf that was before I got here. Was that about 4 or 5 years? Does that sound right? How old that turf is?
Yeah.
That was a bond
How do you
project.
know? It was one of
It's-
our first ones.
Just
3?
Yeah, it wasn't that
Yeah, it
old.
wasn't that long ago.
the
Yeah.
Should
lifespan,
still
just
be
so
under
y'all know, is
warranty.
only 10 years of that turf.
Well, it's
What-
only
what
been there
happened?
like 3, so.
No,
Did somebody just tear it up? Or
no,
just-
it's where I guess, you might know more than I do. They glue and sew, correct? I think they glue. Yeah, they glue and sew, and it's split.
where the seam was.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
where those seams are, and in 2 or 3 places.
So is that not under like a warranty or anything?
No, it wouldn't be on. Turf is usually just very short, about a 1 year. And he's saying 1 to 2 usually.
But that was where we did have some of the extra that we talked about, but we weren't able to use out here because it was going to be too. Is any of that something?
So we have approximately, I think it's 1,600 square feet left of that. We stored that in the barn to make sure that it's not getting weathered or anything like that. So we will use that
If we need it.
if we need to at
Gotcha.
some certain time.
Okay. That was all I had.
That's it.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, unfinished business. Kyle is here with the FEMA update. I'm gonna let him talk all about it. There's lots of things and lots of questions, and we're barely moving forward, but there's progress.
We have before you is a letter from FEMA that came in January to the state. I think we received it in February, about a month ago. And that is approving the concept plan for all the improvements based on this H&H study we turned in last February. So now that has been approved for funding. Everything's been released. There's no hold on the funding. It all sits at the state. So we can move forward. However, we can't bid the project and finalize the plans until we address one of their comments, which was effects on Sulphur Creek. So as you're aware, and I printed out, and I can go into as much detail as you guys want if you have questions, but I printed this map out just to show you. It's got the approximate 3rd Street is the basin that we're going to be changing the flow pattern. So right now 3rd Street has an outlet at the end of Quitman, and you're probably aware of how it kind of crosses at the corner of Quitman and out into the mainstream channel. We're going to be splitting that flow upstream to relieve downtown flooding and going straight down 3rd Street. And so we'll also be obviously reducing downtown flooding up to a 50-year event. So it will increase the peak flow to the stream. However, until we get the FEMA model, I can't verify it, but when they do these FEMA studies, the whole point of the model is to model the base flood elevation for the firm map. So if you look at the firm map, it has a base flood elevation. You have to be above that with your finished floors or outside of that floodplain area. We're going to be, the flow line of our box culvert, relief culvert, needs to tie into Wig Creek, Sulphur Creek. So we have to excavate the channel right now across the fairgrounds. There's a culvert and a small ditch. We need to improve that ditch. So we'll actually be removing fill from the floodplain. So we'll increase the storage in the floodplain. But we need a floodplain development permit from your local administrator, which is the county, to do that. And they've agreed with FEMA that we need to model it. So we got to model the effects of rerouting the stream flow and also any effects of increasing the peak due to this reduction in storage. However, we're only reducing to a 50, whereas FEMA models to 100. And like I say, the 100-year model is based on full build-out. They have to assume full build-out. They have to assume some C factor in order to calculate what's the inflow to this part of the stream. I'm sure that will be higher, and so if we can prove that, we may not have to do the additional modeling. But regardless, whether we do the modeling or not, we have to start with the FEMA model. So immediately, when we got this letter in February, reached out to the floodplain administrator. They agreed we need to do the modeling. So reached out to FEMA to acquire the model. However, they're on leave now due to the government shutdown. They're under DHS. We didn't have that department 20 years ago, but now everything's under DHS. So they're on furlough. So I can't create an account to download it. So Mayor helped me reach out, and she requested it from ANRC, who evidently has capability through a portal access. surprisingly, they did request it through that portal for us, but we've not heard yet. So it's possible we could start soon if we get it through back channels. If we don't, then we'll probably have to hold off until FEMA is refunded, and then we can get in, create the account, log in, download. They basically turn the server off, and that's what ANRC indicated. When they go on furlough, when they lose funding, everything's there. They just sever access to it. So it's sitting on a server somewhere, but we can't get it until they resume being funded. So long story short, this is the basin that will be adjusting the flow routing to Sulphur Creek. However, in the FEMA model, more than likely, they have a very large, like square miles. That's normally how they don't fine tune the basin. So like in our study, we broke down the basin flows into very small subbasins. If you've seen this report, I did bring a copy. If anybody didn't see it last year, if you want to read through it, you're welcome to. But long story short, I don't think we'll increase the peak flow even with the storage reduction due to flooding. However, until we can prove that, we're kind of stuck. We can't bid the project. So once we get the modeling done, we can revise, change any plans that results in, and then we'll be ready to bid. But we do have approval to bid. The funding is there. We just have to this one last step to get the hurdle to get over, including a floodplain development permit. Once we have that, we can bid and start construction.
Have any say so about any of the extra inflow at that point or anything?
The court?
The who?
Core?
The core.
The core?
Oh, no, this would really be under FEMA because it would, if we do, so like let's say if we had to increase the base flood elevation, it would require a letter of map change. So it all goes through FEMA. But if that happens, say if we say we're adding a half foot to the base flood, we would have to offset that some way. So there are ways to do it. Just I don't anticipate that being an issue. But also behind that letter, it breaks down. They lumped North Little Rock project in with y'all's, so disregard that one. It's all on the same info. But your project there is listed at the top, federal share, and then your share, $7.5 million total. And then there's the project description that they approved, which matches this study. So any questions on that, Ms. Ma'am?
At this rate, we may not make their deadline.
They'll give us an extension.
Okay.
Carrie from
I was
White
gonna
River
say.
Planning did address that. We had a meeting all together.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it took 11 months to get from turning this in to get this letter. So
Yeah.
hopefully, luckily FEMA's kind of out of it at this point. We don't have to wait on FEMA other than for the model. So it's all state and local now once we get the model.
Mine was also timeline related. So once you get what you need and you're able to model it, what's the timeline from like bidding to starting? Like how many weeks or months?
Once we have the plans finalized, we can advertise 30-day advertisement, federal funding, and then it'll probably be 12 month. We may do 18 month. It depends on. There's a lot of street repair and things to do, but we can probably do a 12 month. If we did 18, you might get lower bids. So we may check with a few contractors before we bid. But
That's the entire length of the project, 18 months?
yeah, that would be the whole, all 5 areas. So there, it's spread out over the city. The major work is 3rd and 5th.
Right.
Take the longest, and there's a few odds and ends as you go north on 25B. But yeah, so probably a 12 month would be tight, but we may do 18.
But you're saying there will be 30 days for the bidding process and then you could start right away?
There'll be a little bit of
Little bit
time.
of time.
So yeah, so we advertise, and from the advertisement to bid, you have to have 30 days. Then you open bids, and then you guys would award it at the next council meeting. So that could be roughly a month away from when we open bids. Then once it's awarded, we notify the contractor, and we have to do all the contractual work and get the executable sets. So that usually takes about a month. Then we can set the pre-con. So usually from bid to start construction, it's 2 to 3 months. And then it would be another at least 12 to 18 before it was complete.
So the blue lines that are like following down 3rd Street between 3rd and 4th, where
Yes.
it comes to an end right there, is that where
That's
we
what
stop?
goes underground. Those blue lines are the stream channels that are in GIS. I just pulled it off through GIS layers. So that's the stream channel. It kind of starts up there at that detention area, and then it runs down. There's actually another detention just north of Sugarloaf,
Right.
and then it crosses the street and becomes a channelized ditch. But then it goes under a building, and it goes to like a 2x2 rock culvert. That's where a lot of the issue is. So from there on, it doesn't show it as channelized. Also if you get on south of Main Street, it goes back to a channel, but it doesn't show it on here. But that's the channel that then turns east and heads out towards Quitman, the corner of Quitman. And so we'll have a relief culvert along Main Street, and we'll have improvements with a new curb and gutter, and then curb inlets along that new box culvert on Main Street, and then that will turn south on 3rd, and then there'll be additional inlets going down 3rd. That'll be a 6x5 box culvert all the way down 3rd, and will end just south of Walnut at the fairgrounds, and that's where the ditch will begin. And so that's where we'll begin our excavation into the floodplain. If, theoretically, we could probably we could change the elevation of the tie-in and use the box culvert as storage and have an overflow relief and not have to do any work in the floodplain. But that's not ideal because it's going to be a lot of maintenance for you guys.
So
If
does
we
that-
had to do that, we could, but debris will build up in that, and you'll have to, every couple of years, pump it out, leaves, all that.
So is it still turning and going underneath what was the old Ford place?
It is, yeah, all the existing drainage path will stay as is. We'll replace the current, so on Main Street, forgot which block that is, but basically the block east of the courthouse, there's a 3-sided graded inlet. You've probably seen it. It's like a curb inlet, but it's 3-sided. It's raised right there at the corner, at the main, and a little alley that comes in there. So that is where the 2x2 box comes under the building across Main and ties in. So from that, we're going to replace that box, tie in there with a relief culvert that heads west on Main and then turns down 3rd. And so everything that's there will stay there. It will continue to flow. In the model, we show the flow split. Most of it will go on the relief culvert. I think probably 60% will go in the relief culvert. The rest, 40% at a 50-year would go via the current path.
So we got to tear up what we just got through paving downtown on Main Street?
The only thing we're doing on Main will be on the south side edge, and then we will cut a new culvert in there, and then
Like right in front of the barber shop and all that stuff?
we're only going from the inlet to 3rd. So once we turn
not
down
where
on 3rd, there'll be just like a block where we have box culvert on Main Street. So it's from that current 3-sided inlet out to 3rd Street, and then it goes south on 3rd. So it'll be on the edge. A lot of utilities there to work around. A lot of utilities going down 3rd to work around. So that'll slow it up some. So that's why it's going to be probably a 12-month job.
Catching it there, and that's where the majority of it goes.
Have you ever been
Yeah.
back in that back of that old Ford building?
Mhm.
I've seen it shooting out of the ground that high.
Which Which building are you talking about?
It was originally the Ford dealership. It's, the guy's buying it now, putting in a car museum, and, yeah, it was the music store for a while. Yes,
Oh, yeah. So that's the building that the current culvert goes under.
Yes.
So upstream of that, we do have another relief, but most of it a lot of it will still come under that building. But we do have another relief up at
Talking about the other side
Spring.
of First Baptist Church?
Up at Spring, yeah, kind of just east of the Baptist Church. There's a ditch on Spring. Before it goes under Spring, we'll have a ditch that ties over to the culvert that goes south on 3rd there as well. So all the existing drainage path will be there, plus basically 2 reliefs, which will go to a 6x5 culvert on 3rd Street. So we've modeled it on the 50-year, eliminates all flooding at the 50-year, which is the intent. So 100-year, you would still have some flooding. It would be minimized, but normally RDOT just designs to a 50-year on main thoroughfares, so that's what we did.
That I'd asked you about, because the initial grant letter said that a report was supposed to be filed every 3 months starting in January of 2025.
Mhm.
And you said, is White River filing those, or whoever you said?
Oh, Carrie at White River Planning and Development?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Okay.
She's pretty on top of things.
Okay.
Yeah. She's great.
Okay. Yeah. I just read that and like, we're not supposed to be
Like,
filing a
what?
report, are we?
Yeah, no, Carrie's working with SALT to be able to do all the things.
Gotcha.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
This grant is a lot. Any more questions for Kyle?
I know this is not as speedy as you would like, sir.
Yeah.
Are you basing all of your stuff mainly on data from like measurements, height, and like slope and stuff like that? Or does someone actually come out sometimes and watch when we're having a major flood event?
Yes, I have seen the flood events. However, the dilemma on that is you would need a rain gauge, like on site, to tell us exactly what event it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but how it was done is everything in the model that this was based on was verified with survey. Some of it we had to come back
That's
out,
what I was
take
wondering.
measure downs and get more info. So all the slopes and everything, inlets are all based on the survey. We put that in the model, and then the model uses the SCS method, which is you have to have a way to take a rainfall event, so like a 50-year storm, and then turn that into how much of that overflows into the drainage system versus inflow. So you model that, and we used, for this purposes, it combines both those calculations, the infiltration calculation, so taking the rainfall to the drainage system, and then with the drainage system calculation, the hydraulics, combines those together. So we used EPA SWIM to do that in here. And if we have to go back to the FEMA model, they use 2 separate programs. HEC HMS they use for the hydrology part, so that's modeling the rainfall, the overland flow, and what gets to the drainage ditch or pipe. And then they use HEC RAS, which is river analysis for the stream flow. And so the HEC HMS tells them, here's our tributary contribution to each node on the stream, and then they take the RAS model and model the effects of the river channel or the stream channel. That's what gives them the base flood elevation.
Okay.
So they have to do it. They have two models to do it in. But
And my last question is, and we may regulate this, I don't know, but when a builder is building a new house or something like that, there's things that happen also in those moments where things are changed, excavation happens, and are things like that taken into account, or is that something we manage?
it is something that you would manage based on your ordinances. So most cities have a requirement that post-development flow not be greater than pre-development peak flow. But in this case, none of that really affects, like FEMA doesn't look at, and really honestly, that's why I didn't necessarily know we would need to model our effects, because if you're not if you're not having a detrimental effect, like changing the cross section of the stream by filling in the floodplain, which we're not, we're actually excavating out of it for our drainage channel. So that would not affect the stream flow. They don't care. So like when they model 100 year, they have to assume full build out basically. So they assign big areas and they say, you know, this is all third of a acre residential. And that's how they calculate the peak flow to at a 100-year event. If you as the local administrator, so the county in this case, they administer the floodplain permit and they administer meeting the requirements of the floodplain insurance, the insurance requirements of the program. So they regulate that. But if you're not filling in the floodplain, you don't need a floodplain development permit. So it really doesn't affect them. It would just be the city ordinance that prevented an increase in peak flow. Is that, I don't know if that answered your question, but most of the time, you know, you're not doing anything in the floodplain, so you don't need a floodplain development permit. If you did increase the peak flow, the city would enforce, you'd say, well, we need detention or whatever to shave that peak flow off to pre-development peak flow.
Kid that was out at across from Trailwood out by Arby's. Was that the start point of what we're working on coming down?
No, that is a separate project. So that will be improved to its outlet over towards Walmart.
So we're starting a half or so north of Front.
Yeah, we're starting at Spring. That's for the 3rd Street improvements.
Which will go all the way down to Walnut.
Correct.
Will everything from that point down be touched, or is it just, I mean, is it just cleaning out, or is it just?
It's a brand new box culvert.
All
so
the way.
It's all new relief culvert down down 3rd, all the way from Spring all the way down to Walnut. And then on 5th Street, it's separate, so you can kind of see it on here as well. I didn't delineate the basin. Just to the west is the 5th Street basin, and it drains down 5th Street, and we're installing there. We are replacing existing pipe, upsizing, so it's kind of an in-kind replacement of an upsize.
But open ditch stays open ditch.
Right, Ms. Nepa?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this right here, it explains like where they're going, like 3rd Street, 5th Street, Lowhawk, Trailwood, Copperfield, and what they're doing on all those roads.
I'm concerned with 3rd Street.
There's no open ditch on 3rd Street. It's all box culvert in the street. So it's going to be on the edge of the street, so it'll all be covered up. On 5th Street, we are replacing and upsizing existing pipe. I think there's one area that we did go ahead and fill in rather than it had a driveway and then a small little ditch and then it went back to a driveway. We went ahead and did solid pipe all the way across that. But most everywhere, if it's ditch, it stayed ditch unless it required us to upsize it. Most of the ditches were big enough. It was the pipe and the upstream effects that were causing flooding.
They've been working on this for how many years now?
We've only been working, I guess, a couple of years now.
Well, but this has been a plan for,
yeah,
I don't know,
basically
7,
hard and
8
heavy
years.
for
Yeah.
about 18
Yeah.
months. We
Yeah.
started modeling and looking at it in detail about 18 months ago. And I will leave this if anybody wants to. This goes in way more detail on the actual plans if you want to look at that. I got it on my email. Okay.
It's like Chinese.
Well, the one I have from a long time ago is that big.
Yeah, and I get the cliff notes. Okay.
But lots of eyes have looked at it,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. It's been more than you guys. I mean, like, it's lots of people, and so that's why I think it's a great plan. Plus, we don't wanna change anything, cause that's probably like another 3 years that it'll take to,
I don't wanna change it, I just wanna know about it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and we don't wanna do
Last-
anything
last
here that's
year-
gonna affect
Yeah.
and make more problems downstream, so.
yeah.
All right.
Last time there was a change, I started having flooded basements. So I'm concerned about mine.
I understand. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Appreciate
time.
it.
Yes.
You didn't have to use your whiteboard.
And if you guys want more hard copies, we can bring them on the PDF.
That would probably be good. I don't know. The print one.
I think, you know, PDF.
We sent it a while
Yeah.
back.
It's pretty,
I
pretty
got
large, so we may have to
Mhm.
get it held up with the email. I think we had it in Dropbox, but,
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
yeah, if you want a PDF copy, I can bring you a thumb drive.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And while we're on the FEMA topic, I don't know that we've appropriated these funds yet. The 2.8988 for our share that will be used with the bond money. And so I'd like to go ahead and appropriate that, if that's okay, so that we can start making payments to White River and Salt for the work that they've already done.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we appropriate the $2.8988 million for the Heber Springs stormwater improvement.
Second,
So,
let's get it going.
so I just have one question.
Yeah.
We have quite a bit more than that in the drainage construction fund.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just held in reserve in case we need that later, or what's the purpose? Just wondering.
Well, I'd like to go ahead and appropriate this now, and if there's anything else that we need to add,
Right.
then we can. And also, when this starts, the financials may look strange because we'll make a payment and then we'll get reimbursed.
Okay.
And also, aren't we gonna be fined? Aren't we gonna, what is it that we're gonna, because
We didn't spend it all in.
Yes.
we didn't spend it during
In
the.
a certain time frame.
Yeah.
Correct, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's why I would like to do a workshop. Michael McBride will come down and explain to us that process. But also in that workshop, I would like to address some things with the airport and Optimus Park. Are you guys available to do that during the day sometime? Did you look at your calendars? You want to talk about it when we get done?
I think we got to vote on the motion at hand
Right,
first.
I still remember. Who's going to do that? Vicki?
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes,
Lane Tubbs.
Yes,
Motion carried. Thank you, guys. So do you have a time or a day that would be good, like at a lunch or maybe a little after? I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I know a couple of you have limited flexible time. Or if it needs to be later in the afternoon, I mean, we can make that work.
is it lunch long enough? I can do
I
lunch.
hope so.
lunch would be better for me, just basically because I don't ever know what's gonna go on in the evenings and
Okay.
changes.
So like a 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Did you tell us a week? I think you did. Which week are we looking at?
Terry, did we have a week picked out? Okay. No specific week.
Yeah. We do like the 7th or 9th of April? Both of them? Or I could do that Monday even. That Monday?
What days are you here? Just certain days, or? Gotcha.
You want to do that Monday, the 6th?
people that's a holiday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Is that a holiday for anybody?
No.
I do my holiday on Sunday.
I'm good. Me too. Me
Same.
too, but I know for some people
know.
it is. Easter
Anybody?
Monday is a holiday.
Never heard of it.
JP,
Not
that
on
work for
Monday.
you?
Chris? Okay.
So
Do that
noon,
then.
noon.
Monday the sixth,
Yep. Thank you.
where at?
My office. We can use the conference room. We'll get with Michael tomorrow, set that up. Thank you. An hour. Okay, Ronnie, do we have any updates on the weather cam? No updates on the weather cam. Okay, new business. Miss Joe Price is here. Would you come up, Miss Joe? She has a request from the Trails Council for a grant that they are interested in. I wanted to let her address you guys.
Well, each year, the Department of Transportation in Little Rock has a grant cycle, and they have a TAP and I don't remember what the other one is, RTP, yeah. Two different grants, which are really close to being the same. One of them is a $50,000, their part has to be a $50,000 minimum. And so we have applied for them throughout the years. More times we've not gotten them than we have gotten them. But they're pretty awesome because they're a 2080 type grant, which the city would be responsible for 20% of the bid amount to build it. And then they would furnish the other part. And their minimum of their part is $50,000. So what I'm wanting to present to you tonight is a situation out on Biddle Road. Are y'all familiar with that section out there where one comes from town and it crosses Biddle Road and then goes on? It's actually called Garling House property, which is on the south side of Biddle Road. That section, we haven't had any place to park until we went to the county and asked them if we could allow people to park there by the gate of where to go into the fairgrounds. And so they said yes. And that helps a little bit for parking, but the problem with that is they get out of their car or truck and they have to walk up the Biddle Road to get to the trail, no matter which side they want to go to. And so I don't know if you've all spent any time out on Biddle Road or walked the trail and got to that point and hesitated before going across, but they don't drive very slow out there. And a problem, in addition to that, is coming from town, coming from the east side, it's a significant curve that you cannot see around. We are going to, the judge is going to work with me and go to Sandy Barnett and ask her about maybe trimming some trees, not cutting them down, but at least trimming them so that there might be some vision from the trail to the car that might be coming around the curve. So that's one thing we're looking at to help alleviate that. The main thing is the parking. It's one of the two sections coming from town from 11th and Scott all the way out to Biddle, and then Biddle on to actually comes back out on Biddle if you keep on going. It's probably one of our highest traveled sections of the trail. There's a lot on Biddle back to town as well. You know, they can park at 11th and Scott in a small parking lot there, which we have about maybe 6 spaces there. It's a small, narrow parking lot, but it's definitely been beneficial. So anyway, we're looking at wanting to build a parking lot out on the south side of Biddle Road, right there across where you cross over from one trail side to the other. And we've put a pencil to it to see about how much traffic seems to be coming out there, and we would like to have a 50 by 100 paid parking lot on the Garling House property. And we have talked to them, and they are interested in partnering with us on that, on giving us an easement. And we actually have a draft easement right now in hand. And I don't know if I had that when I sent you that packet or not, because it's been, with the attorney, we took a little time for us to get that back from their attorney. And the 50 by 100 location, we've had it surveyed. Philip Lancaster came out and surveyed it for free for us, where we wanted it. We also went and got a bid from a local company, just so we could have an idea how much is this going to cost. And of course, this was like last fall. As you know, right now the gasoline prices are up and oil is up, and so last week or the week before, I went back to them and said, could you give us a new bid so that we could kind of be familiar with a closer amount of what it might actually cost right now, or within the next 2 or 3 months. And they gave us a bid of $65,500, which is within our basis of what it has to be for the minimum amount with the DOT. So, is there any questions you have for me for right now, or maybe something I've left out that you want to ask me about?
She did also confirm earlier about, it says 20 in the bid, but it is only for 10 spaces.
Yeah. I think because it's 50 by 100, that he probably thought, well, there's enough space to put, but there's not. What we want is a wreck-free or fender-bender-free parking lot. And just like the one that Mike and I built for over there on 11th and Scott, it's too narrow. It's like 16 or 20, something like. Anyway, it's pretty narrow, and you can see a few of the posts are kind of leaning because somebody's bumped them, getting in and out. But at least there's a parking spot. People do get to enjoy that section by driving there. So I told you that amount was $65,500. So 20% of that is what we, as an organization or the city, would be responsible for coming up with. And Cody McMichael out at ASU is on our Trails Council, and he has taken the burden of filling out this application. And it's not simple. If you've ever filled out an application for a grant. And I really appreciate all the work he's done on it. And we've had to make some revisions every once in a while, so sometimes things don't just add up to the penny, but we're not there yet. We're just wanting to come to you and see if you would support us in that. And the whole thing is basically more space as well for people to park, but it's a safety issue. I mean, if you want to drive out there and see for yourself, just kind of park over there by the fairgrounds and try to walk up to there. You'll see right off that it's pretty scary.
How soon do we hear back on the grant cycle?
I believe we were talking today. I think it may be due the 20th of April for us to have it into them.
Right.
And electronically, and usually within a couple months, I think. It's been a little while since we've applied for one.
Yeah, this is the same kind of grant that we got for the sidewalks for downtown, and also the Waiting for Sidewalks for the same kind of grant.
Any questions?
And this cycle comes up every year, and we can apply for both. I mean, the two grants are open every year, RTP and the TAP. So,
There's certainly more parking needed on the trail.
right.
I mean, there's a small parking lot at mile 0 right by Sugarloaf. There you can fit maybe 3 cars right by the fairgrounds entrance. On a good day, if people park right, you can maybe fit 3, maybe 4. Scott Street, 6 if it's busy. And right now, I'm sure it's busy every weekend.
Is that a parking kind of by the little dike? There's a
I don't
bunch
know
of
if
people
it's meant
parking
to
there.
be, but a few
Oh.
cars
I
do
was gonna say,
park
I
there.
see, I just, when I was going up the ball fields, I
There's kind
saw.
of the gravel road next to the trail there.
And
that
it looks
kinda
like
cuts
some
through.
rocks where
Yeah.
people pull up to.
I think I think they, I think the rocks were put there. Scott, I know this. Did the city put the rocks there, the big rocks between James Place and the little dike there? The city
To
placed the
prevent
big rocks
people
to
from
keep people
driving.
from driving on the trail? Yeah.
We had them put there. Yeah.
So,
like,
is that,
Creek-
is
Big
that
Creek
right
did it.
there in the city, that's in the city limits, right?
No.
That's not even in the city limits?
Which one are you talking about? Where we're
That
talking
parking
about
spot.
now, or by James Place?
By James Place.
There's a funky split right there. Ronnie,
Okay.
do you know which?
City limits run, just right on the highway.
Oh,
They come around James Place, anything on the south side, all the way until you get to Woodlands where, the car wash is.
yeah,
That is all common property.
okay. So like one side of the road is
The other
city, the
side's
other
city.
side's county?
Yeah.
Okay,
You make clock run on the other side.
okay.
So I guess.
I will address this too, like, I will address this too, what's going to say, with me, I live out that direction. I use Middle Road quite a bit. Saturday morning, I can guarantee, don't go down Middle Road at 10 o'clock, there'll be 8, 10 cars sitting right there around in that area. They'll be sitting, a little dirt trail that goes on to the property that she's talking about, there'll be a car sitting there, they'll be sitting on the edge of the road. So if a parking lot would alert people as they're driving down Middle Road, and they see a parking lot, then that is a potential congestion area as well.
So, couple thoughts. One, it's not in city limits, so that's an issue I would have. Plus, we have 4 department heads over there that we've told that they can't buy stuff. And, you know, like mowers and, you know, things that, you know, cost $13,000. So I'm just thinking about those things. Is there another way, like sponsorships or,
County, I mean.
yeah, I
It's in the
mean,
county, so it's not.
yeah. Is there,
Our property.
you know, I mean, and just thinking ahead, I mean, there's always going to be a need for, you know, improvements and other things like that. And I know you've been working on it with like the map and selling, you know, benches and things like that. But like, you know, there's
We-
going to have to be another way that, like memberships or something that y'all could bring in money to maybe help pay for these things. Because I mean, I just know the city is not going to just be able to just keep pouring
Right.
money into it.
Absolutely.
So
And that's why we brought this, because this is seriously a safety issue. I mean, now that we've had the trail this long, we see conditions and and then we get people say, man, it's kind of scary to cross the road out there, you know, there was just something a little bit better. And we've got yellow signs that say caution, slow down, you know, and we've got a crosswalk across there. But, you know, we all, when we're headed home, well, I'm not because I'm too old now, but, but when you're all headed home from work, like, you're not really paying attention. Most people don't pay attention to the road. I didn't when I was younger and coming home from work. I was thinking about getting home, you know, and so, you know, it's kind of like Libby Road is seriously crazy traffic
Yeah.
on it.
I would,
And we don't
if
have
there was
people-
something in the city or somewhere in the city limits that we could put it and maybe use it as a multi-purpose parking area, you know, that
Well, the
those
city
are,
puts on that 5K out there, and you know they could use that for that and the fairgrounds, for the 5K too.
hmm
Yeah.
just didn't know if there was another place we could put it that would be
Fairgrounds
There's
not
no place
opened
else
up
to
for
put
that
it.
as well?
Huh.
There's no place else to put it.
No,
not
they-
in the city.
It's gotta be.
they leave dates.
And I wanted to say something else too that just came to mind. Where we've located it, chosen to locate it, of course, we have a willing landowner, and that's the first thing. But the other thing is, it's up from where the flooding is. I mean, these rains that we've had the last couple of years have just been crazy. And it's flooded down by where the fairgrounds is at. That is the bulk of most of the flooding. And so this is going to be up high enough that it won't be involved in that. The water will be already down there through other veins of ditches and slope. So that's one thing why we felt good about that too. And I've talked to Eric, and as far as any maintenance on that, you know, like if it snows and it needs to be, you know, cleaned off or there's a problem out there, Eric seems very, very willing to do his part on anything that's out in the county as well, to help out on maintenance.
I don't think there's any,
Have Eric grade it all out, put SB2 and stuff in there and get started and get it packed down. Maybe we can get it in next year's budget.
well, even then, it's outside the city limits. I don't know how we can spend money. If it's not.
But the trail also is, but with easements, that's how we've been able to do it.
I know.
My fear, big picture, is we have this war going on right now. Gas prices are up. What is our tourism summer going to look like? You know, are we going to be down in funds? Are there going to be more staycations? You know, what is our money going to look like this summer?
I mean, it could be good or bad. People might choose Heber Springs instead of going further out, but I hear what you're saying.
Right. But we depend on those tourism dollars at the end.
Can we put a kiosk there? No, I'm kidding.
Sure.
I'm kidding.
But,
You know,
I
we
mean-
already have a trail that's in the county. I mean, that whole trail on that side of that same landowner is all in the county. That section of the trail.
I do like the idea of having, seeing if Eric could pitch in that aspect and maybe get that started.
I mean, it's gotta have prep work in it now.
Right.
If they've got a landowner there, do it, grade it out, SB2 pack, then maybe budget time, we can look at it.
Of course, it's all based on us getting the grant.
Yeah, but
You know, and there's a lot of people that apply for these grants. So I mean, there's a lot of people that apply for
We
them.
got a grant for some sidewalks one time, it was just finished, and it was 20 years old.
And now we have another grant for downtown sidewalks as well, for after the beautification.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can apply for it every year. So if we don't apply for it now, we can apply for it this time next year. And
Are you
plan
saying
for
it's
it
a
to be-
money issue? Would you say it's a money issue?
I mean, I think right now it is, just because we don't know what the summer's going to hold.
So, would you consider us helping to raise money? We're a
Absolutely.
501c3 nonprofit.
Absolutely, that's what Ally was talking
Mhm.
about.
Are we saying like she's free to apply for this grant, but we're not committing to?
It still
The
needs to go through
20%
the
right
city.
now?
We
No,
would
we
give,
have to apply for the grant.
Oh, I see.
Would have to apply for the
Yeah.
grant.
Right.
Can we apply for a grant outside the limits? Outside city limits? No problem.
I mean, I think as
Based
long as,
on the budget, we get easements.
we may be able to
What's
apply
that?
for the grant too. You know, we still have to have this partnership, you know, with it, even if we apply for it
right,
and come up with the money, you know.
right.
But
Yeah.
we feel like it's so necessary that we don't want it to die. We want to, our team wants to do, Bill's here to back me up, we want to do everything we can to make it a safe trail, because there's just so many, it's got a good name. It's got a
Right.
really good name. People are losing weight and they're feeling healthy and they're excited about the trail. I can't go anywhere. I can't go to Walmart, but what, people are just falling all over just trying to tell us thank you for the trail. So, and I appreciate you all being so patient with us, because it's been a wild 2 years after building it. And you know, God was in charge of that rain that
Did
took out a
y'all
bunch.
get the map done?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
Will you
know.
bring me
I
one?
have them in
So-
my car.
Okay, yeah, I want to see
bring
one.
them in. I sat down and I went, damn, I forgot
Yes.
those.
And Joe, we appreciate you too, putting all the
Yeah.
hard work and effort.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
definitely.
Yeah, we
Thank
do want
you.
to keep the partnership for sure.
And I think definitely, if you think you could go fundraise that, I would 100. And I think you can. I don't know if we could put signs out there, whatever we could do to raise that money. I feel like, I don't know, but I think we could do something. We'd be behind that for sure.
Yeah. I think the only concern is that this is due in April. So, how do we
Yeah.
want to move forward?
Yeah,
So we
Like-
do have money budgeted for the trail, but it's for repairs and maintenance. And last year we went within $1,000 of whatever was budgeted for that with flood repairs. The hard thing is if we did earmark some of that for this right now, if we end up with spring floods again, then we're over budget in the repairs and maintenance for gravel repair and all that other stuff.
We also want to start a membership, and I think that membership, we want to get them involved in some maintenance of the trail. I mean, it's not going to be like a clockwork maintenance like you all have because they're not getting paid. But like before the fall rains start, maybe after most of the leaves, because my leaves hang on till February at my house, but to try to keep up with the culverts seems like it's been because we have a lot of culverts, probably needed more culverts. But I think if we could, a membership team that have put money into it, they are usually really willing to come out and work. And so we would like to do maybe a couple work days through the year too to help on that, because we know it's a big job. Thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you, Joe. So what would you all like to do? Do we want to wait? Do we want to go ahead and apply and see if we even get it?
but if we get it,
That does put money on the line.
yeah.
Right.
Do some street work,
Uh-huh.
do some street work.
I am all for improving the access to the trails. I use them very regularly. And the two places that are the hardest to access, I mean, that end, there's not very much parking. And then the Libby Street side is the other end that is very hard to access. I mean, when I go downtown, I park at Brad Sneed's little Anglican church and walk from there. That's the best way to access that whole end of the trail the other way. From Sugarloaf, out to the bypass as far as you want to go, you get to Libby Street. I don't want to walk on Libby Street. So I certainly wouldn't ride a bike on Libby Street.
I like the idea of applying and then doing whatever prep work we need to do and then incorporate it into budget for next year. Because the reality of actually starting this year, I mean, I don't know how slow this grant is, but if it's anything like a FEMA, it might be.
Well, this will be a state grant instead of a federal
Right.
grant, so
Still.
it should be a little faster.
That's still, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a stipulation as to when this would start? Like, is there a timeline?
There's a deadline to turn it in.
No, I mean, does it need to be done by a certain time? Does the
If
actual
you get
work-
the project?
Yes.
Does it have to be funded by a certain time?
I think so too.
But I mean, if you apply for it in April and it's granted, say within a month or 2 months of that period of time, does the construction happen in 2026, or is this something that would happen in 2027 because you have to bid it out and all that?
Says
Yeah, it will
project
have to be bid
beginning
out.
January.
Right. So it would be on next year's.
Well, if you guys want to do it, there's a resolution back here already made up that we will have to pass in order to apply.
That's 80/20.
Mm-hmm.
Our part would be 13,000,
Yes, 13, it's on that first page. 13,100.
That's just for the grant, but we don't know.
We won't know what the construction part, because it will have to be put out for bid.
well, that's just a guess.
Yes.
So the last time we did that,
I can't see that. How
we,
big is
that was the
space?
Ely sidewalks.
Zoom.
And those cost us about twice as much as, by the time we ended up doing it, they ended
You mean
up
the
costing.
Weddingford?
No, the Ely
Ely too?
sidewalks. Yeah, those ended up costing us about twice as much as what we thought it would. Just by the time we got to them, like you said, there's war, prices are going up. Like, you just- yeah, but we were saying by the time we actually get to it, it's 6 months down the road. We'll have to bid it again. Gas prices are up higher depending on war. I mean,
And I know
there's
that-
so many unknowns.
Well, and I know
Like,
that you got that bid, but we will have to put it out for like a sealed bid. So it'll have to go out again and have to be published and all that.
So the
So-
20%.
Which was the last
So the
time
price
we
could-
did that,
the
it was
price could
150 that
change.
turned into 400.
This is a smaller project,
I
so.
realize that. I realize that.
Is this project or? No? Joe, is, what, are you guys wanting, like, is it a concrete pad you're trying to get, or asphalt?
Yeah.
Asphalt? And the 50,000 something, whatever would cover that?
Total.
It's like 65.5 in the bid that she got.
would the county be willing to split it with us since it is in the county?
Or I wonder if they,
Or either one of y'all. So I know she said she talked to Eric some, but it, where? Oh,
Well, if she fundraises, or if the council, Trails Council fundraises part of it,
or the county could help, like with the gravel, like we talked about earlier,
and
and see. Kenneth? That, you know, Brent?
just like hoping to clear the
kind.
lot and prepping
It's
it.
a-
and-
Yeah.
It's a preset in the pack and makes everything,
Well, and then that would make our bid go down.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, all the ground,
You do want it to go down, but it can't be less than 50, because that's the minimum you can do.
Good point. Yeah.
So if you do too much of the prep work,
Well-
you take it below the threshold where you can't get a grant then.
We could then say we're willing to spend a certain amount then. Like, we're willing to spend 5 if, you know, you could fundraise for 5 and then the county could get it down because they're gonna, you know, I mean, we
Yeah,
could say that.
I agree with
We're
a
willing
dollar
to do
amount, not just a percentage.
yeah, we're willing to do a certain dollar
Right.
amount on it.
But we don't need to be the only one doing it either. in my
We
opinion.
gotta apply for the grants.
Yeah, we will have to, the city will have to apply for the grant.
Right,
That's the issue.
right.
So the city'd be on the hook for the whole 20%, even if we're only wanting to kick in 10 or 5 or whatever. The city's still taking the responsibility for the 20% either way.
Correct. Y'all want to think about it, and we can go through the rest of the business and then decide?
And what's the deadline?
It's April. Joe, do you have a date for the deadline? April 20th? Okay.
I'm just wondering, is the deadline before our next council meeting? Is what I'm wondering.
Well,
No,
we're
it's
meeting at
for
that
the
lunch.
Next council meeting is the 16th.
Oh, okay.
So we could contemplate and work on it.
All right.
I don't think anything's gonna change in my mind. It's still 20%. We don't have a clue.
Well, but then you only have 4 days, you go over a weekend to get the application. If it's due on the 20th. If I understood those things, if it's due this year.
Oh, it says it will close on April 30th.
See anybody jump in the
Can,
I know.
can we look at this next month and see if, what Joe thinks you can might be able to do as far as helping get some of this 20% in the meantime?
Yeah, we can table it till next month.
Is
That's
that
up to y'all.
I know you said you'll be out of town, but you're not the only one on council, Trails Council.
She's the president, but.
I know, but you are, but I don't want
Oh,
you to have to do the
Joe.
whole work. That's-
Yeah, Cody could come or Frank could come.
I think our biggest issue is we don't want to spend money that we don't have, especially when we don't know what the income will be this summer and what those sealed bids would end up looking like. So we don't want to promise money that we won't be able to hand down, but I think we all want this parking lot. We just want to have the money to say that we could.
We've
What?
also, we've also told all four of them, they have a list of things. And we've told them that after the first
June.
quarter, well, after June, that we will look and see where we're at and see if they can get these things. So, and that's kind of my holdup, is that we're telling you, no, you can't go get these things that you're telling us you need. Oh, but we got $13,000 for a parking lot. So that's kind of where my holdup is.
I think all of us would like to make sure that it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
I
love to
just-
do it, but
Yeah.
But I don't hear anybody like jumping forward and say, hey, I make a motion, we do this, so it's kind of everybody's being reserved about it, looks like.
Well, do I need to make a suggestion to table this until next month?
Give it a little more study time and see.
And
then
see what-
maybe you guys could go forward with getting your, bid ready, or your proposal ready to turn in, and maybe we can come in and say it, I don't know, but.
But I'd also like for somebody on the Trails Council to try to do some kind of fundraising or go to the Quorum Court or whatever and see what we can knock off.
Well,
If
if Eric can go ahead and grade it, prep work it, and do it, gravel it, SB2, and start
Sure.
getting it packed down, they can start using it, and so if we gotta get a minimum of 50, maybe we make a nicer parking lot, I don't know.
Or maybe there might need to be a repair somewhere else, or, I mean,
I mean, OEM for that trail is,
it's a lot of maintenance.
what have we
Yeah.
got in the OEM for that?
25 is the
25?
repairs and maintenance that we budgeted this year. Last year, we spent 23 something, I think. It was less than 24, but close.
I think that's what they'd like
Yeah.
to see, Joe.
And then come back next meeting, we look at this again and
yes.
Yes, and talk to Judge Crosby as well, and see what they're willing to put in. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Ms. Martin. Okay, Ms. Joe, we'll table it until next month and see where we're all at.
16.
April 16th. Thank you. Okay, next item of business, the Child Safety Center Facility Agreement Resolution. Resolution authorizing entry into a facility use agreement with White County Children's Safety Center to be resolved by the City Council of Heber Springs. The White County Children's Safety Center, Inc., doing business as Child Safety Center of North Central Arkansas, or CSC, is a nonprofit organization which provides trauma-informed, child-centered services with support the investigation, treatment, and prevention of child abuse and related crimes. CSC is in need of a designated workplace in Heber Springs, Arkansas, to expand the essential services enduring children in the facilities, families in Cleveland County and Heber Springs to receive a timely, compassionate, and coordinated care. The City of Heber Springs has space available in City Hall and desires to make the space available for use for the CSC. Be it resolved that City Council authorizes the mayor to enter into the agreement of the attached facility use agreement with the CSC.
Approve this resolution.
Second.
Any questions?
Was Chris Foster my second?
Yes, ma'am. Motion carried. I mean,
Nope.
you're up. Get lost.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Motion carried. Thanks. Okay, next up, an ordinance amending Title VI Animal Control, and this is in its entirety. Now, you have two copies because one is I wanted you guys to see what we changed, and then the other one is the pretty one to pass, without all of the lines and highlighted things. Or maybe mine, yeah, you've got the highlighted ones. Officer Maish is here with us. If you guys have any questions for him, he and Sergeant Griffin and myself got together and met on this, and Maish saw some updates that really needed to be made for him to do his job safely.
Can we do it by title only,
I mean, you can do it by title only.
unless somebody?
It's just
anybody wanna read
updating what we already have.
You're really quiet over there, what?
it? I'd like somebody else want to read it?
Oh, yeah. It is an update. There's some verbiage that has been changed. If you'd like Officer Maish to come up and address some things, I'm sure he'd be happy to do so. Would y'all like to hear from him?
It all looked good to me.
Looks good? Okay. Yes, thanks, Chief. I forgot about that.
I make a motion to place it on first reading by title only. Right?
Second.
And
to suspend all the rules and just read it by title only.
that's what I did. So then,
And then
Then I'll second that.
All the
Okay.
rules.
short.
Any discussion?
Title only.
Who seconded that, Pete?
Pete.
You ready for me to vote?
I'm ready.
Okay. JP Hodges,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
yes.
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Andy Eklund.
Yes.
Motion carried.
B is it?
We'll have to wait for Miss Vicki to tell us
I'm sorry.
the ordinance number.
I had it. 2026-02.
2. An ordinance amending Title VI, Section 6.04 in the entirety, known as dogs and cats, of the Heber Springs Municipal Code, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and place it on the second reading by title only.
I think you have to.
I thought we were just going to spend all the
Oh.
rules and do it
Suspend
once.
it.
Oh, do we
want to
do it
suspend it
once?
all of
Yeah,
them?
they approved
So-
that last.
But if you want to do the emergency clause,
We got to vote to approve it first.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve this ordinance.
Second.
Vicki, when you're ready.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs, JP Hodges,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes. Make a motion to adopt the
carried.
emergency.
Go ahead.
Adopt the emergency clause. Okay.
I got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, you all have received a letter from Mike Haley about Chief's truck. So we will need to remove the 2026 Ram from the fixed assets. Last eight of the VIN, TN 249632. Can I get a motion to
Yeah.
move from fixed assets?
Make a motion to remove the truck from
Second.
fixed assets.
Thank you. You guys have any questions about,
This was one you said was ordered, was recalled,
it was ordered, it was recalled?
never delivered, so we got a
right.
different vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Lewis Short,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Motion carried. So we're gonna add the new Ram 2500, but I don't think we have to have a motion to add it, do we? Okay. Okay, fire department remove a 1985 Chevy brush truck from fixed assets, VIN number 1GCGD34J3FF319275.
Make a motion, we remove.
What are we gonna do with
Where,
that?
where's it going?
Sell it. Fire department would like to sell it.
It's 1985.
1985.
It's 40 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who ma-
41.
did you make a motion?
Second.
Okay. Ally Lewis, any discussion?
How we gonna sell it?
I believe they got an offer.
For what? 5,500?
Yeah.
That's that old diesel?
Sweet.
What are they gonna use it for? Just wondering.
Just I don't know. I don't care.
It's not another department, or it's just individual? Really?
Vicki, when you're ready.
okay, Lewis Short,
Yes.
Amy Bader,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
JP Hodges,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs,
Yes.
Allie Sugg,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Pete Harris,
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, our CDs are up for renewal. 4 Eagle Bank CDs, 2 General, 2 Street. 6 months is at 4.1, 12 months is at 3.9.
And
And we did talk about
cash in one of the streets.
cashing one out for the street truck.
Yes.
So I'll need a motion for that. And then,
Renew the other three.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, because you
I would just
you
make
said
a
Carrie
motion
was
to-
checking on rates on
to
the other.
renew
I know you said
for the
4-1
general
and
fund.
4-1 and 3-9, but whether we wanted to leave them as general fund CDs or roll them into the general fund savings account.
Yeah, Carrie, did you get an email back today?
Okay, so we don't know. And these are up, I think, right before, I think they're on the 17th of April. Literally right before the next meeting. No, the 15th, dang it.
Can we not talk about it at that lunch?
Well, that's just a workshop. If we want to have a meeting, it's gonna be a whole different, I mean, if we want to vote on stuff.
Well, we just gotta put it out to the public and then, hey, we're having a
I mean, we
meeting,
gotta put it
vote
out
on
for
this,
them-
and then,
To them
yeah.
anyway.
I mean, we could do that.
Did you ever check a 3-month rate, just to see what a 3-month one would be?
Oh, I did not.
So we're gonna wait till the meet the 6th, then we can find out a 3-month rate too, right?
We can.
But I thought we talked about that. Right?
Okay.
Had we talked about that?
So we still need a motion to cash the one of the street CDs and to
Correct.
use towards the purchase of the street truck, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to make a motion that one of the street CDs is cashed in for the purchase of the street truck that we talked about during budget time.
A second?
Any more discussion? Okay. Vicki, when you're ready.
Ally Sugg,
Yes.
Lane Tubbs.
Yes.
J.P. Hodges,
Yes.
Andy Eklund,
Yes.
Chris Foster,
Yes.
Louis Short,
Yes.
Pete Harris.
Yes.
Amy Bader.
Yes.
Motion carried. So our workshop has turned into a special meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. We will make an agenda. Okay, we've got open mic. Anybody like to address the council? Come on up, Ms. Martin.
You.
Yes, ma'am.
I have 2 issues, and y'all are probably already working on it, but I just wanted to check.
Okay.
Some of the streets in the city have the tree roots growing up under it, and they're impassable. Like on my street, I live on West Spring Street, right before you get to Knott Street. So if you come out of my driveway and you make a right-hand turn, I can't stay on the right. I have to move over into the left side, hoping nobody's going to make a turn there so I can get to 9th Street
Okay.
because it's too bumpy. And over on Sunny Meadow, it's really bad. So I don't know if y'all have got it on your project list or whatever to fix those streets, but I know there are other streets like that in
Yeah,
town.
there's
There's a whole bunch
East
of
side
them.
of 25 on Sunny Meadow?
Huh? I'm sorry?
East side of 25 on Sunny Meadow?
Good question.
Or west?
It's going west.
West.
Yeah, the west side.
By Cash Saver?
Yeah,
Spruce
uh-huh.
and Colonial's the same way, and 12th or 13th Street the same way.
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
Just
All
all
by
over.
my mom's house, West Hill Apartments behind there, it's really bad there.
We've discussed that. They've got that on their list. Okay, we'll
And
have the
then over
guys
by
look at it.
Thunderbird Cove
Okay,
Club.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Secondly, I don't know, Chief might have an answer for this.
Which one?
Chief of Police.
Okay.
Since we're building your jail for you, but, I don't know, I'm a stickler about this. I do the speed limit of 25 miles an hour downtown because you've got a lot of tourists and stuff that are unfamiliar with how traffic flows through town, and we're coming up to the tourist season, really coming up to it, but I noticed today there was a lot of people window shopping. The problem is that there are some people in this county or in this community that never observe the 25 mile per hour speed limit. And the other day, I pulled through the intersection there at 7th and Main and pulled over into the right-hand lane because I intended to go straight through at 25 miles an hour, and I had somebody behind me who was upset because I was going too slow, and they passed me, and I'm not kidding you, they were doing 50 miles an hour. And it happens quite often if I go down Main Street. So I don't know how often you patrol it or not, but I get very concerned when I see that kind of driving habits, and the county's already passed an ordinance that says we don't allow reckless driving in the county, which would also include the city.
Mm-hmm.
However, we don't police the city. But something needs to be done or observed, or put speed bumps there or whatever,
Can't do that.
but there's needs.
I think the city's been patrolling heavier.
Have you?
I've seen more
Yes.
patrols on Main Street than anywhere.
Pedestrian accident and
Before then, yeah.
We've been trying to work the crosswalks more. The problem with Main Street is that, number one, when you're gonna try to pull out on the speeder, if they're opposite bound, you can't get out.
Yeah.
They can work same direction, but,
Right, on either side.
on either side, and that way we're catching that with the radar. Still working it. It's like everything else though, the boys have calls.
I understand.
And so
Could
traffic
we,
is,
could they probably put a sign on there that says radar detection, whatever, under the 25 mile per hour?
they
Would
see
that
the
slow them
patrol cars
down?
there, they know that there's radar detection going on, but.
I think there's plans to, once we do the drainage project.
When
Is
the
this- did we
downtown
talk about this?
beautification starts, we'll
I
be
mean,
out.
we can.
We're talking about not having 4 lanes. So, I mean, because actually the highway department has said that it's not safe. And so we've talked about going to 2 lanes to slow the traffic down, 2 lanes with a
Yep.
turn.
That probably would help.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring it up because it concerns me a lot, especially if our tourist season increases and somebody gets hurt, and obviously we've already had a pedestrian.
Yeah, we've said for
Problems.
years that business won't grow downtown until we slow traffic down.
Right.
And so we've been trying to figure it out for years, how to do that.
Right.
So, but it's gonna have to be patrolling, and we've talked to a ton of business, even Batesville was like, their business increased by 50% when they went to 2 lanes downtown.
When they narrowed their lanes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Made me do
You,
the same.
you had to slow down.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
you have to hold your breath going through there.
Yeah. And it won't
So-
be like that. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
have plenty of space, but.
But I just wanted to bring that up. I kind of knew y'all probably knew what was going on, but it just really bothers me when somebody passes me and I'm doing the speed limit and they're doing 10 miles faster than I am on Main Street. So,
Okay.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Martin.
you, Jack.
Smart.
Anybody else? Mr. Balmer? I need you to come to the microphone and state your name, please. You get 3 minutes.
You're not new to talking, come on.
I was just wanting to touch base on what you said, that I had noticed that, I've noticed that some of the crosswalk circulate, you know, when you push to go and it's supposed to adjust, some of them seem to be sticking lately, I've noticed. But I wanted to bring up electronic crosswalks maybe on Main Street.
Okay, that's something we'll have to talk to the,
Yeah, that's all
the highway department.
I mean, we don't have to oversaturate it so much, it's gonna cost the city a lot of money, but if there's a couple of important spots, and there's a lot of other things, so I'm just gonna stop for now with my 3 minutes, just add that. For the
Okay, thank you, Mr. Balmer.
Thank you.
It is a state highway, so
And
we
we
will
ha-
have to
we-
coordinate with them.
Exactly, state.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We've
So
looked,
maybe they need to
yeah, they need to,
control that.
because we've looked at that many times before, not just there, but also at
Thank you.
Second and whatever.
Okay, I've got just a couple announcements. It's going to be spring break next week. I hope whoever has vacations, they're fun and safe. And the Extension Office is starting to offer a lot of classes, a bunch of lunch and learns. I've been posting them in my videos. There's some at the community center, some at the college. Just be aware of those, that there's a lot more. There's a bunch of fun things going on. Do you guys have any announcements? Okay.
I mean, there's egg hunts, I'm sure, coming up.
Yes.
All that.
Happy Easter.
I think it was the 86th, the YMCA. I think
Yeah.
it was
Oh, the
year number
86th?
86, I think.
Wow. Okay.
83, 86, I'm not sure.
80-something,
Yeah.
your age.
Oh.
No.
Make a motion
It
to
was
adjourn.
happening long before I got there.
Thank you.
Who was my second?
Allie and Amy.
Amy.
But I remember.